Nancy? Nancy, you awake? I tried calling, but your cell phone went straight to voicemail. Nancy? Hey. Nancy? I'm coming in.
No. God. Not you too, Nancy.
Shall we make history?
Mayor Husto has been seen on the streets alongside a dozen of his Templar troops as they lead an offensive against the dead.
This Red Death will be worse than anything we have seen yet.
How is it even possible to exist in the realm of the living and the realm of the dead at the same time?
This is why I was brought back. 447 is more than just a number.
The conquest starts now.
Eddie, don't go back. Not when you have finally found a place where we can be together.
Just as predicted. They are perfect. No light will save anyone from them.
These peelers are multiplying at a rate that will destroy mankind if we do not get my serum mass-produced soon.
This is the calm before the storm. This is the end times. So join us.
My scarred ones will live and fight through the anathema and beyond.
Only dust will remain.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll take it from here. Sorry for all the security. You can't be too careful these days. So, I was told Mr. Watkins couldn't help you with the information you needed?
No, I'm pretty sure Mr. Watkins and Miss Suzuki were both more than capable of handling the matter. But I think they and those two masked guards were just stalling me until you could show up.
I assure you, those two would not be able to tell you what you need to know. And again, I apologize for the hour-long wait, but they are part of the communication channels that we here at Rhine Limited strictly adhere to. So, I know you already had to explain it twice, but could you please let me know what your visit here today is in regards to?
Not a problem. I'm used to this kind of game. As I told the other two, and as it was stated in the 12 certified letters sent to this and the other 21.
Can you just sum it up? I know we are all very busy and have other much larger tasks that need attending to.
Fine. The lease on the equipment here from Blaze Corps has expired and is not available for renewal. Of course, all of this was stated in those 12 certified notices each facility received and never replied to over the last year.
I was not aware of this issue.
Oh, I know. The DE is getting sloppy.
The what? I'm sorry. I don't know what that means.
It means Vima and her puppets fucked up.
Excuse me?
Grazer Point owned this and the other 21 plants that Rhine Limited acquired over the past year. All of the equipment Grazer leased from us was contracted for 15 years due to the safety laws in place at the time of signing, which all expired last year. Bad timing on your part, I guess. So I assume whatever illegal thing you're working on here must be really short-term. Or the DE disposed of the only people left at Grazer Point that could have made multi-million-dollar decisions. Either way, just like you've done with my whole morning here, you're stalling for something. And I'm gonna find out why.
Well, if you have a copy of the letter, I will sign off on receiving it and make the proper arrangements needed for safe and legal transfer of our property into new non-Blaze Corps units.
Oh, you guys really don't get it, do you? We own everything inside this place, And not just this one central facility, but everything in the other 21 as well. Much, much more than the storage units. All the lines, housings, piping, filtration, everything.
Okay, then we will transition everything to another provider.
Maybe a year ago we could have done that, but now? 17 of the 21 facilities are subject to inspections by the city before we can continue. But it just so happens I know the mayor very, very well. So I'm sure I can speed that up for us. However, the other 5 will need state approval since they're out of the City of Morston's jurisdiction. But I'm sure the D.E.A.D can help with that. The state has been in y'all's pocket for a while, right?
Now, after that, do you really think I'm going to let you walk out of here?
Yes, I do.
Oh, honey, I think you're mistaken about what's going on in here. And it was very stupid to come out here alone.
I guess I'll know what's going on soon enough. And who said I came alone?
The Templars are here! Dozens of them!
Clever. So, those classes are not for seeing with.
Ah, so you are a synth. Damn, Vima did an amazing job packaging you. Wow. However, your voice could use some work. Anywho, while you're still here, could you make sure that your employees politely comply with my inspectors that the Templars are going to be escorting in? Thanks. Your doll.
So, are you gonna bring her back?
No. I don't think I will.
What? Why?
Who was she, Emmett?
She was the oldest member of Sirenicide, one of the first to join you and leave Doc. Nancy has more kills than anyone and was the top harvester for 6 straight decades. She was your right hand. That's why...
That's why what?
That's why I'm so lost on why you haven't brought her back.
And who was she really? Huh? Before Sirenicide, before VUSG, before any of it.
The slave butcher of New Aurelius.
And who are we?
Healers.
Oh yeah? Healers? Really? You think she was a healer? Eddie was a healer? No. I fucked up. She was a killer before this. A mass murderer of helpless and oppressed people. The luminescence didn't do that to her. And Doc, he just fed a sickness that was already burning within a wicked, hateful soul. There is no redemption for her crimes. I made sure that she didn't have to answer to death for what she had done. I gave her an immortality pass, just like I did for Vial and so many others.
Yeah, but you cared for her, because that's not who she was when you met her.
She was eaten up with guilt. That is the only reason that this one over here could have ever taken her out.
Forgive me, Dr. Stitches, but I don't understand. She looks a lot like the other synth acolyte assassins we've seen over the last year, and Nancy and her team have killed plenty.
Yes, and she had the same suit on that they normally wear, but there was no mask. I looked all over before realizing this one was sent to Nancy for a reason.
Nancy knew this woman before her scarring.
Indeed. And I was the one that did the original scarring, except it seems that Vima went through a lot of reconstruction to get her to look like she did the last time Nancy would have seen her.
So, this was a former slave that knew Nancy, which is what you mean by death by guilt. Okay. But how do you know she was originally one of your numbered ones?
Her number is still visible on that rib. You see, in the Central Hive, there was a chamber hidden from everyone but Doc. Hell, you had to go through his quarters to even get to it. And when he finally brought me in there, I was shocked, because we'd already been scarring people for decades. Yet, right in front of me were dozens and dozens of bodies only touched by Doc's ancient out-of-date process. He called them the 700s. And this is 701.
Did you know who she was at the time?
No. I never knew her identity. And I didn't ask, because at the time, I didn't care. I'd fought for him for years when we started reissuing the numbers of the fallen and failed acolytes, asking why we couldn't start with the 700s, but he was always so defensive about it, just telling me to skip over them and move on to the 800s. So, I was just happy to finally understand why this had been such an issue when converting the acolytes from names to numbers. Meaningless closure, I guess. And it got me to thinking yesterday, reflecting on some of my first days with Nancy. And that's when I realized 701 had to be D.E.A.D, the only slave she ever freed.
She freed a slave? That seems odd.
It was the night she ran away with Doc, the night she killed her husband, and the night she burned most of New Aurelius, down to just the swamp.
I see. So she had a connection, or maybe even loved this woman, in a weird way.
She might have. We can only guess at this point. But Doc didn't want her to know, because no one, including Nancy, knew about the 700s. Doc never sent them out, and once I was finished scarring the first few, he did the rest himself. I was never allowed back in that chamber again.
I guess everyone has a closet of secrets, even the mighty druid. Maybe he feared that if Nancy knew Delia was stolen by him, then she would have questioned everything he taught her.
Or he's just jealous of people that have love for others and wants to control that kind of passion and loyalty for his own twisted mission.
You tried with her. Don't let him take you too.
I failed her.
She was beyond your help, just like Eddie was. But you have to stay clear-headed. Doc is laughing at this very moment, knowing he stabbed you hard with her loss. However, he doesn't know that you found what you were looking for. Doc still thinks that he will win you back to his doom, and that he is all you really have in this world. He is that blind. Who are we, you asked? Sirenicide. And that's only because of your vision.
All I gather from that slideshow is that you still have no clue what the DE is up to.
Kind of. We've had the means to check 4 of the 17 facilities without taking too many troops off the streets. But by the end of the day tomorrow, we should have data from the rest.
Getting city inspectors to work on a Sunday? Wow, Malak, you really have changed the face of Morston.
You joke? But if we had more Templars, we could do more damage to the companies that the DE has in the city limits. The same ones they can't put their acolytes near without showing their intentions publicly and revealing their hidden network.
I agree, but it is disturbing the amount of buyouts they have pulled off over the last year. This war on the dead, it grows more and more clear every day that it's just a public distraction from something much bigger.
Yes, indeed. But the data recovered from those plants yesterday basically shows us they could be working anything from chemical warfare to creating the next all-purpose cleaner.
Maybe it's both. An all-purpose humanity cleaner.
This is not the time for your humor, Harper.
Nice alliteration, Gabriel. But I told you not to invite me to this kind of shit this early in the morning. There's not enough coffee in the city for a 3-hour-long slideshow, especially when Julie's opening told us more than all those pictures combined.
I'm not following you.
Yeah, you mean the part about the masked thugs?
No, but I'm sure those are the assassin's sins, since she said no flesh was visible. What I'm getting at is very close to what you just said, Malak. The DE has bought out all these large, different industrial companies under all these old, new, and recycled DE names, like Rhine Limited. And that's because they're searching for something.
Well, yeah. How to spread what they're building.
Hold on now. We already listened to your theory on that all morning. Now, hear me out.
You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think they know what to use in whatever they are building. To me, it seems like the DE is just buying up all the different resources just to experiment. I believe they are destroying the places they no longer need. That way, they get the news distracted with the war, they dispose of any evidence, and they are able to use the insurance money to acquire other properties under different names. If they are still doing this, well, they are still searching.
Yes, that does seem to make more sense than anything else. No offense, Miss Blaze.
None taken. He's right.
So then what do you suggest should be our next course of action?
Well, I just came to that conclusion while we were listening to what Juliana found, and it got me thinking about when I met Joey a few days back. He showed me something, and this just helped me put it all together. So, I guess that's where I am right now. Not really sure where to go next.
What did he show you, if you don't mind me asking?
Basically, they're doing the same thing in Scary.
Interesting.
Hopefully, I could bring him in soon, and he can debrief you guys on it. I'm also interested in this Avery Brennan. What do we know about her? The audio from your video pulled from your glasses supports the idea that she is a synth, but she's very different. She can hide in plain sight.
She isn't human. Did you see her eyes? They looked like honeycombs where irises should have been.
Yes, I noticed that too. It would seem that though she was obviously built by the DE, she's also tied to the USG Hive ideology in a subtle style. I wonder if she's responsible for some of the coordinated murders that we couldn't tie to the Acolytes, but benefited the dead nonetheless.
Hopefully she is the only one, but Harper, you might want to put a warning out on your website, and Matt's old one, just in case.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that before I leave here. So, speaking of my site, last night the good doctor here asked me to go up to Hoffman and check out a report that a child patient of his killed a Rotandan.
Yes. Bennett Oswald. He called my cell saying that he needed the police, but didn't know how to go about it. I assumed you handled it because neither Bennett nor Annie ever returned my calls yesterday or this morning. I was going to head over there after we finished here.
Was the person he killed really a Rotandan? I thought Sirenicide said they'd finished them off.
Yeah, we haven't received a report on one in months.
This one, well... She was hiding deep in the woods in an old abandoned Queen Anne-style mansion. Anyway, I was going to post it all to the site, but Bennett realized the house was sitting on a gate and I thought I'd ask you all about it first. I didn't know if it'd be a good idea to let any possible surviving red suits, or red dresses in this case, find out about it by posting it online.
No, the gates to the other realms aren't physical. Maybe it's a hive of docks we don't know about?
I bet it's a fire gate. If so, then it leads straight to the Agony Realm.
What realm is that?
The one Harper closed off from this world with the soul lock.
Hell! It's hell! Jeez! Just say it!
I see.
Why, Johnny, I can't believe you made it past all our new defenses. Welcome home.
You knew I was coming here. That's the only reason I'm standing.
Of course. So, what do you think of the Hive's new look?
It doesn't fit you. Which I guess is why this room is untouched.
The 700 hall is updated, but I'm sure you already figured that out since 701 never returned. Not a problem. I can always recycle that number, right? You know Vima's been hard at work on the next 447 since you stole my last one. Would you like to see your progress on it?
Eddie, what have you done to him?
Improved his outer layers to match the strength and power that lie in his soul.
Enough. Where is he?
Ah, so you don't know. Well, the Anathafiend can conceal itself from anyone, including his maker.
The what?
Vima wanted an acronym, but I thought the name should exemplify his purpose. You see, this fiend is more than a synthetic necromancer. This monster will carry my curse and infect every star.
The slow poisoners. That is all you have ever commanded. This war on Morston, your trust in Vima, and your faith in Vial, it's all for nothing. This is no different. You are, and have always been, just like the rest of us. Small nothings. This universe will swallow you up along with everyone else.
Did that feel like a small nothing? Understand this. You are beaten. This universe will be mine.
Not all of it.
Nothing is safe, Johnny. My reach will infect every realm.
Yeah. Then come to scary. Prove it.
Impossible.
Doc, he's on his way here. He is in the tunnels as we speak.
What? Who is?
The Anathafiend, sir.
Fine. You, Vima, and Hans go and speak to him and find out where the hell he's been. I will join you later.
Yes, sir. And sir.
What?
The flesh is falling off your hand.
Where have you been? Over 10 months! The Master is not happy with you!
Fuck off!
Sir, that's him.
Yes.
Amazing.
Excuse me? You can't speak to me like that! I am in charge here. That means you answer to me! Now, please tell us, where were you? Please.
Morston!
Morston, you ungrateful beast! I order you to return to your capsule, now!
Oh, shit.
You feel control now?
Release him!
I will not stand for this.
It seems you are not standing at all, Herr Roth.
Worthless.
We need you! Are you ready to start the executions?
Just need my axe.
An axe? You built him an axe?
Yes, but before he walked out on us, he refused it.
Why? A headsman's axe would complete the look.
Doc told him he can only wield it against Sirenicide.
All elements of Sirenicide are copyright 2019 by Atrium Dynamics unless otherwise stated. Any duplication of this production without the secured written consent of Atrium Dynamics is strictly prohibited. Please visit Sirenicide.com for more details.